Prepare to be catalogued. We are back with another new Who, Smith and Jones. We are in season 3. Yo, how the time flies. Let me tell you, it is great to be in a new space now with the doctor, potentially getting a new companion. We don't know how it's going to go because Miss Martha has, her school and becoming a doctor. Speaking of which, it's gonna be so funny, I think, when she becomes a doctor and then she's like, I am the doctor now. I just imagine like somebody saying, Doctor! Doctor! And then she's like, they both turn at the same time. Like, and then the doctor's like, I think it's me. Oh my God. But technically she is the real doctor. And then the doctor is gonna have a scene like, who else was gonna love me? Since you got your degree. I need that to happen. That was such a funny, like, kind of like little joke thing with them. Hopefully they do that. But no, it was a fun episode. I love the Jadoon. I love the whatever they did to their faces, the clothing, the boots. I thought it was all really well done. They seem like fully realized characters in this world. And they're savage, to say the very least. They will come in, do their thing, and leave. They don't care. I mean, brutality is what is the Jadoon's calling card. So I would love to see them again to see how they sort of like affect the balance of power in this world, or how much they intervene in different settings. I wonder if they're introducing them here because they're going to use them later. Doctor Who tends to do that, so this might be just a prelude to them coming in later for some reason, or arresting somebody that's big. Imagine if they arrest the Doctor. Oh, well, I guess they don't really arrest and detain. They just execute immediately. Damn, you do not want to be chased by the Jadoon. But yeah, overall, I'm excited for this season. We are still picking up, and there's still some residual pain and loss. But, onward and forward, and we keep going, and off to new adventures. This is the theme of the show. Well, as always, the full-length watch-alongs and the early access episodes, bonus content are all on the Patreon. If you haven't already, please support on the Patreon. It is greatly appreciated. And please don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave a comment. Please, please, please. Any engagement helps the channel, so thank you very much for doing so. And with that being said, it is that time. Let's go! London, 1599. Okay. All right. Come on, girl in the fireplace. She said, I am the girl in the fireplace. Summer bloom that bursts then fades away. Yes, sing that song. My love is she also looks familiar to me. He's like, yeah. She's gonna close that window and throw that fire on you.
Such sweet music shows your blood to be afire. Why wake me on stale custom for consummation?
Tonight's the night.
I literally only heard consummation. And I'm like, okay, get yours. Honestly, these are hard times.
Would you enter, bold sir?
Tybalt. Tybalt? Like Shakespeare?
The Lilith.
Lilith. Oh.
This cannot be the home of one so beautiful.
Oh, I'm...
This is foul.
Demons.
Sad words suit not upon a lover's tongue.
This is speaking my language. This is what I think it is.
Your kiss transformed me. A suitor should meet his beloved's parents. Mother Doomfinger.
Oh!
And Mother Bloodtide. We shall rise again, and this fleeting earth will perish.
Yes! Yes! It's giving witchcraft and wizardry. I've been waiting for the witches to come and shut it down. And here they are. Oh, the doctor about to be gathered. David Tennant. Yes. You know I love a good fantasy witch story. Tell me. I have no idea the name. The Shakespeare Code. I just said Shakespeare. By Gareth Roberts. You know what it reminds me of though? That movie Stardust. I don't know why. The Three Witches, the younger.
Oh, let's take the fun and the mystery out of everything. Martha, you don't want to know. It just does.
Oh.
Just to pass a test to fly this thing.
Yes, and I failed.
I failed it.
One trip only. Outside this door.
Brave new world. Take a look.
After you. Oh yeah, right, Doctor. I'm not going first. Doctor, you are wild for that, knowing what you opened those doors to.
Where are we? No, sorry.
When are we?
When are we?
Oh God, I thought that was a.
Before you mentioned the toilet. Sorry about that.
I've seen worse.
Yeah, she's worked in hospitals.
I mean, can we move around and stuff?
Of course we can. Why do you ask?
It's like in the films, you step on a butterfly, you change the future of the human race.
Butterfly.
And don't step on any butterflies. What
Come
have
on,
butterflies
Ruby.
ever done to you?
And this is
I love
London.
that music.
so?
It's very folksy, right?
Am I alright? I'm not going to get carted off as a slave, am I? Not exactly white, in case you
Right.
noticed.
I was gonna say
Just walk about like you own the place.
it's not a great time for for non. Yeah,
Not so different from your time. They got recycling.
it's not so different. It's different, Doctor.
Shakespeare in there?
Oh yes. Miss Jones, will you accompany me to the theatre?
Wow. So we met Dickens and now Shakespeare. Okay. Get ready for some illusion. Illusion. Okay. Come on, Macbeth. Don't let Lady Macbeth find you. She will cut you down.
Where's Shakespeare? I want to see Shakespeare! Author! Do people shout that? Do they shout author?
I guess they do now.
They do now.
You don't change the timeline. Oh, okay. Come on, William. Not Roger Peake, William. Okay, dashing.
It's a bit different to his portrait.
Oh. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, she about to do it here? Why? She's gonna kill him right here.
We're gonna hear him speak.
Oh, good luck.
Shut your big fat mouth!
You should never meet your heroes.
Right.
Time approaches for our charm.
I know what you're all saying.
Where'd I know her from?
Well, the boys get the girls. Well, don't get your hose in a tangle. You'll find out soon.
Yo, he's pretty chill. I didn't know Shakespeare was this chill.
You don't rush a genius. Tomorrow night,
Oh, she did that.
premiere of my brand new play. Love's Labour's won.
Love's Labour's Won. I don't know if that's an actual play. The doctor knows something is off here.
But I've never heard of Love's Labour's one.
Exactly. Doesn't exist, only in rumours. It's mentioned in lists of his plays, but never ever turns up.
Oh.
Have you got a mini disc or something? We can tape it, we can flog it, sell it when we get home, make a mint. That would be bad.
He's like, that's not what we do here.
I was just gonna give you a quick little trip in the TARDIS, but I suppose we could stay a bit longer.
Oh, wow, this is supposed to be a quick trip. Doctor, you know the first trip is always a space station. Have they done that already? I guess they were on the moon, so they already had that moment in their first mission. So this is a good balance. When she suggested selling it, taking it to sell it, Doctor was like, "I'm disappointed you suggested that."
Dolly Bailey, you've saved my life.
Do more than that later tonight.
Not interrupting, am I? Mr. Shakespeare, isn't it?
Oh, no. No.
The fans.
No autographs. No, you can't have yourself sketch with me.
It's like, oh, no pictures, no pictures. Shakespeare, you are so extra.
Nonny.
Down here next to me, you two get sewing on them costumes. Off you go. Such unusual clothes.
Right.
So fitted.
Verily, forsooth, egads.
No, don't do that. I'm Sir Dr.
Is it offensive?
TARDIS, and this is my companion, Miss Martha Jones.
That bit of paper. It's blank.
Very clever. That proves it. Absolute genius.
Oh.
Psychic paper. Long story. Oh, I hate starting from scratch.
Psychic. Never heard.
I hate starting from scratch. It's so relatable.
Blackamoor lady.
What did you say?
Oops. Isn't that a word we use nowadays?
Blackamoor?
Girl, a suave, a queen of Africa.
Can't believe I'm hearing this.
Political correctness gone mad.
Oh.
From a far-off land.
No.
Fredonia.
Excuse me?
Not Fredonia.
If it's the last thing I do, Love's Labour's Won will never be played.
Oh. Someone's mad.
Sorry, sir. Begging your pardon, sir.
She'll take a lock of your hair.
That handsome head of yours.
Cold, hard, wanton woman.
Oh, she already took... Yeah, she's taking your hair. Don't play around with witches. I told you. Now she's about to get the cauldron out.
Oh, my mother said there's one seeks to stop the performance tomorrow.
Ooh, she's gonna drown him just like... Here. Yo. It's drowning.
Leave it to me, I'm a doctor.
So am I.
Now to hunt the vital part. Sap the flesh.
Stop the heart.
Oh.
Eternal sleep is thine.
Yo.
You're gonna be all right.
Chest compression.
His lungs are full of water, he drowned. Good mistress, this poor fellow has died. Call the constable and have him taken away.
I'll do it, Mom.
Oh, she's impressed. She's like, I did a great job today.
If I tell them the truth, they'll panic and think it was witchcraft.
Okay, what was it then?
And it is.
Witchcraft.
Doctor's concerned.
Shakespeare will release us. The mind of a genius will unlock the tide of blood.
Shakespeare will unlock us. They want him to do the play because it unlocks something for them?
And you, Sir Doctor, how can a man so young have eyes so old?
I do a lot of reading.
That's what I do.
All the world's a stage.
I might use that.
Isn't this so, like, odd to influence him somehow since he was set on his path? I don't know. Interesting.
It's not exactly 5-star, is it? So, who's going where? I mean, there's only one bed.
We'll manage, come on.
Magic and stuff. It's all a bit Harry Potter.
Oh!
Wait till you read book 7.
But is it real, though? I mean, witches, black magic and all that. It's...
Yes!
Of course it isn't.
Oh! I knew it. I knew Doctor would say it doesn't exist. I told you. He would never believe witch. Doctor, they will lock you in a cage.
Us two here, same bed. Tongues will wag.
There's something I'm missing, Martha. Something really close. Staring me right in the face and I can't see it.
It's like,
Rose would know.
Mm-hmm.
A friend of mine, Rose, right now, she'd say exactly the right thing. Still! Got me held. You're a novice, never mind.
He will never sit in it. He'll always jump out of it.
Great.
As soon as he starts getting a little bit, emotional or pensive about things, he immediately just switches off. That's the Doctor. He doesn't want to like sit in his grief or in his pain. He locks it all away. Here go the witches. What is this? Is some sort of like essence? I'm gonna breathe it in. You best believe that is not eucalyptus oil. Oh! Green is not the color you want. Even though green is on right now. Oh, Shakespeare, no. Yo, she is playing him like a puppet. Yo. Honestly, I'm not mad at this. If this can help you do your homework or to write like something important for you, like witches, please do this to me. Let me get everything I need to get done, in time. They could do that to you to help you edit or to help you whatever. I'm just like, and then you wake up in the morning and it's like all done. Sign me up.
treat.
Not the first, then.
Oh!
And you shall speak no more this night.
Oh! Why did she want to attack her right now?
What was that?
She flies away on a broom?
She died of fright.
Doctor?
What did you say?
A witch.
Did I say flied? She flew away. She flied away. She flew away on a broom. She died of fright? I hear of that, but is it possible? Yeah, I'll be careful with these Halloween movies then. Just...
Rage against the dying of the light.
I might use that.
You can't, it's someone else's.
It's someone else's.
You're accusing me.
No, but I saw a witch. Flying, cackling away, and you've written about witches.
I have? When was that?
Not quite yet.
Not yet.
Our builder, he sketched the plans to the globe.
The architect.
The architect, the globe! Come on!
This is just the theatre.
Oh, yeah, but the theatre's magic, isn't it? The right emphasis at the right time. Oh, you can make men weep or cry with joy.
Change them. You can change people's minds.
That's what art does.
And if you exaggerate that...
It's like your police box, small wooden box with all that power inside.
Martha Jones, I like you. Tell you what, though, Peter Street would know. Can I talk to him?
Won't give an answer. Lost his mind.
Why, what happened?
Where's he now?
Bedlam.
We're gonna go there, right now. Come on.
The Arkham Asylum.
The last scene is promised. Remember, kid, project.
Queen might turn up. As if. She never does. What a royal beauty.
Whoa, Nelly.
Come on, we can have a good flirt later.
Is that a promise, Doctor?
57 academics just punched the air.
Like, about him doing it to the doctor?
The light of Shadmock's hollow moon
Oh, to spell.
betwixt Dravidian shore,
Oh, boy, you don't want to read that. That's the incantation.
Rexel 4.
Oh!
By all the saints.
What?
It's a spirit.
Oh!
It's a vile shade.
It's gonna go into him. Oh!
I think we should never speak of this again.
I'm with him. So they want that to happen on the stage with everybody else there.
So this is what you call a hospital, yeah? Where the patients are whipped. And you put your friend in here.
I've been mad. I've lost my mind. Fear of this place set me right again.
You lost your son.
My only boy. The Black Death took him. Made me question everything. The futility of this fleeting existence. To be or not to be. Oh,
That is a question.
that's quite good.
You should write that down.
Don't know their own strength.
I think it helps if you don't whip them. Now get out.
Yeah.
Peter.
Oh, they know. She's accessing his mind.
He was at the inn with Shakespeare. I thought then he smelt of something new.
Let your mind go back. Back to when everything was fine and shiny.
Show us.
Tell me about the witches.
Who is this doctor? Why does he come now at our time of glory? Doomfinger, transport yourself.
Doomfinger.
Doom his hide.
Doom his hide. Doom his ass. Okay.
Got Peter to build the globe to their design. Where in the city? You've got to tell me, where were they?
We'll soon be here.
All Hallows Street.
Too many words.
Oh!
What the hell?
One touch of the heart.
A witch? I'm seeing a witch!
Who would be next? Hmm?
Doomfinger.
Well, that's not gonna work. Well, if you're looking for volunteers.
No, don't!
There's a power in words. If I can find the right one,
None on earth has knowledge of us.
then it's a good thing I'm here. Use the shapes and words to channel energy.
Ah! 14! The 14 stars of the Rexel planetary configuration! Creature, I name you! Carrionite!
Carrionite.
I named her. The power of a name.
But there's no such thing as magic.
Wow, it's just a different sort of science. Given the right string of numbers, the right equation, you can split the atom. The Carrionites use words instead.
Use them for what?
Spells and
End of the
incantations.
world.
It's always the end of the world. It burns. He said my name.
Knows us.
He said my name.
He will perish at my hand. My mother's. The time approaches. soon as this doctor screams his last.
You know, if you are like dispatched by someone saying your name, that would be so wild. It's like, oh God.
A world of bones and blood and witchcraft.
The boys get the girls, they have a bit of a dance. It's all as funny and thought-provoking as usual. Except those last few lines.
Incantation.
Don't actually remember writing them.
They gave you the final words, like a spell, like a code. Love's labour's won, it's a weapon.
Honestly, I'll be here in the crowd to watch this play.
Love's labour's won!
Will you get to the globe? Whatever you do, stop that play.
All these years I've been the cleverest man around. Next to you, I know nothing.
Jon Snow.
Good luck, Doctor.
Good luck, Shakespeare. Once more onto the breach.
I like that. That's one of mine.
Oh, just shift.
I like that.
Stop the play! This performance must end immediately.
Yo, we paid for this.
The blacksmith, fear not. I have the dough.
You'll get a refund, but this play must not be performed.
Here we go. Oh, concussion. The people paid for this play.
There is naught can stop us now.
There is not amused.
The world didn't end in 1599. Look at me, I'm living proof.
Back to the future. It's like Back to the Future.
The branch timeline.
That goes back and changes history.
And he starts fading away.
Which house?
Like that witch house.
Here we go. If the witches are calling you, that means they're ready for you. You don't want to end up in that cauldron.
I take it we're expected.
Oh, I think death has been waiting for you a very long time. It's my turn.
I name thee Carrionite.
Power of a name works only one. Now I name thee Martha Jones.
Oh!
Only sleeping, alas. She's somehow out of her time.
Ooh.
The naming won't work on me.
But your heart grows cold. The north wind blows and carries down the distant rose.
Don't make a mistake. Because that name keeps me fighting. The Carrionites vanished. Where did you go?
His son perished. Madness enough to allow us entrance.
How many of you?
Just the 3? We will lead the universe back. The old ways of blood and magic.
My kind of gig.
You've got to get past me.
Oh, that should be a pleasure. Considering my enemy has such a handsome shape.
That's one form of magic. That's definitely not going to work on me.
Oh, we'll see.
Take the hair.
What's that for? What did you do?
Souvenir.
We'll give it back. Well, that's just cheating.
Men to Carrionites are nothing but puppets.
Ugh.
You might call that magic. I'd call that a DNA replication module.
I told you the witches would get you, Doctor.
Hold on, mister. 2 hearts.
I've only got 1 heart working.
Ooh.
How do you people cope? Hit me on the chest. Ah! Lovely. There we go. Bada boom.
Bada boom.
The Doctor.
David Tennant is so funny.
Here comes Costard.
His Lord Farquaad wig is so funny.
We're going the wrong way.
No, we're not! We're going
Backstage.
the wrong way!
It is now, my mothers. The final words.
And strikes the fulsome grove of Rexel 4.
It begins!
Oh! Here we go.
I told thee!
They have to break the globe. Yo! Another dimension. Oh! Yo, you are not having me in there. I'll be there for the show, but I'll leave before this.
I said stop the play! I hit my head. Yeah, don't rub it, you'll go bald.
Now begins the millennium of blood!
Oh!
They come! They come!
Oh! Yo, look at that. So all witches. They have to break the globe. He's gonna use his screwdriver. Again. open doors, you can shut doors, can't you? I guess those three are the most good-looking witches of the bunch.
Reverse it! How am I supposed to do that?
Words.
Bloke gives words power, but you're the wordsmith.
But what words? I have none ready.
Words of the right sound, the right shape, the right rhythm, words that last forever.
Let's see it, Shakespeare.
Close up this din of hateful dire decay. My doting doctor tells me I am not.
No! Words of power!
Foul Carrionite!
761390!
Expelliarmus!
JK!
Stop.
Deep darkness!
Yo. All the books and pages.
There it goes.
That's Love's Neighbors one. That's the play. I guess it's Carrier Not Tonight. Bye. It was like, yes. It was all part of the show. Tell me that that's not the best show you've ever been to, the audience.
I think it was all special effects.
Your effect is special indeed.
Shakespeare is always trying his best. Oh, they're inside. Ugh. The power of words.
And I say, a heart for a heart, and dear for a dear. Doesn't make sense, mind you, but never mind that. Come here.
I've only just met you.
Doctor may never kiss you. Why not entertain a man who will?
Oh.
I don't know how to tell you this, oh great genius, but your breath doesn't half stink.
Oh.
I'm not sure about this, though. Reminds me of a Sycorax.
Nice word. I'll have that off you as well.
I should be on 10%. How's your head?
I got you this. Neck brace. Wear that for a few days till it's better, although you might want to keep it.
Every single copy of Love's Labours 1 went up in the sky.
Perhaps it's time I wrote about fathers and sons in memory of my boy, my precious Hamnet.
Hamnet.
Hamlet.
Hamnet.
What's wrong with that?
Got to take Martha back to Fredonia.
You mean travel on through time and space?
You what?
You're from another world like the Carrionites, and Martha is from the future.
Oh.
Incredible. You are incredible.
You're alike in many ways, Doctor. Let me say goodbye to you with a new verse. A sonnet for my dark lady. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely.
Will! You never believe it, she's here!
The Queen.
Her Majesty, she's here.
Oh.
Doctor!
What?
My sworn enemy. Off with his head!
What?
Well, never mind what. Run!
He knows her?
Pernicious doctor!
How does he know? I mean, of course. Why am I surprised?
What have you done to upset her?
How should I know? I haven't met yet. That's time travel for you.
That's something to look forward to.
Oh! Not hitting the TARDIS. Oh my god. How does Queen Elizabeth I know him? He met Queen Victoria. I don't even know the timeline. I think at first was obviously before. Yeah. So, I don't know how that connects, but that's too funny. Doctor making enemies before he even meets them. I mean, I'm telling you. Something to look forward to. Yes, of course. So they're probably going to go into that story, I guess, at some point. The Shakespeare Code. Okay, so they finally gave us a witches episode I've been asking for. Okay. So the thing with witches is, obviously there's the, kind of, I guess, canonical or the expectation of witches that we know from fables and that kind of thing, which is more like the crony type witches, right? With the hat and with the nose and the, that kind of look. And it's, I don't like care for witches, that look like that, or in that sense, because they're more associated with, like, I guess the basic form of, like, the witch, which is just like what you expect, right? If someone's dressing up as a witch on Halloween, is that kind of witch that you would expect, right? I like when witches are reimagined. Obviously, at this time, that's what you would expect of this time period. Come on, time period. Is That's what you would expect. But yeah, like, I like when it's not necessarily like, that image of it, like when they don't have, any of the prosthetics or whatever, and they just look like a regular person, but they're able to be, dressed stylishly, or have some sort of affect that tells you that this is like a witch. And I always find it funny too, because, like, witches are always, there's always like, oh, you're 1,000 years old and you look like this, but it's like, trust and believe, the first thing any witch would do once they get their power or whatnot is to change it up. If they look like crony old, like, they will immediately like change it up, because it's such a campy profession sign up to be a witch, that it's very, like, kind of the dressing, the look, the hair, of everything, like, all that stuff is part of it. So trust and believe, no witch is walking around looking like the whole, like, that whole look, that that crony look is not happening for most witches. So but no, as a villain group, or a villain, in this story, the Carrion Knights were, was interesting to me, of course, as witches, but I guess the main one, like the daughter witch, I felt was the most interesting one, because I think she had more of a characterization. We spent more time with her, and she was able to have more of an effect that way. I like the scene that she had with the doctor. She knew the doctor's name. She mentioned Rose, and was able to sort of spar with him there, and that was fun. So we got to know a little bit more of her, and I thought it was played really well. I found the character interesting, mysterious. Whereas the other two witches, I felt, had no personality, or at least much of it. Doomfinger got a little bit more screen time with that scene, in the in the in the cell, but that was it. And so I think sometimes it can veer towards caricature, like, maybe a little bit cartoonish with the whole, like, like, that's fun, but yeah, definitely, I would like more of the characterization there with them, where they have more of a story. They were the mothers of the main witch, but what was their relationship and stuff? Maybe a little bit more time with them, a little extra scene with them, where they can just kind of build up and show their relationship as a trio, right? If there was any sort of, like, animosity between them, or any sort of, like, thing where one of them wanted more power, or one of them felt like she was the main one, and they needed to like, change things up or whatnot. I think it helps us just sort of, like, breathe with the characters, and so that they don't just feel like, okay, those are the witches in the corner. So I think that was the main thing with them. But it was fun to see them do the whole fun cartoonish stuff. But I think that part it can get old pretty quickly. So that's, I think, what I would have loved to see more of, is more characterization, more a development of them as entities, right? So the doctor with magic, I mentioned that the doctor, has this thing with magic, and I feel like almost every time there's science and magic, science always says, oh, well, what's the explanation in science for this magic? And I knew that the doctor would be that way, because he kind of was that way with the Satan Pit episode, and the Impossible Planet. Immediately tries to explain it in science, and I'm like, he got me thinking, like, does science have a superiority complex? Science is like, this is the way it is. Everything else has to follow our rules, and it's like, what if there are different rules somewhere else? And as science always says, yeah, well, it's just your own type of science. It's like science is trying to put itself on other things, which I find, like, is science the real villain of the story? Because yeah, it's like, yeah, magic is magic. It's not science. It breaks the laws of science. Yeah, it's like the whole idea, I guess, with magic. It's like it doesn't follow those rules, and it's something that's, I guess, you can't explain with that rule. It has its own rules, but it's not necessarily like physics, and like it's like sort of like telekinesis, right? You're moving stuff with your mind or with your hands, and it's like, well, maybe what's happening is that the gravity has been numbed and removed in that space, so that's why it's like, no, 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 no. So science. It's like when you're in literature class, or when you have to explain the book, and you're like, yeah, well, it's because the character really kind of wanted to go internally and really focus on what was really. I was like, no, no, just sit down. That's science trying to explain magic. So so yeah, I was waiting for this to see this, and it was what I expected, that the Doctor would rebel against it and say that, oh, it's just words, and words do have power. Yes, that part 100%. I like that they used that as a theme of the episode. That it was the words, Shakespeare's words. Shakespeare's words was the one who liberated the witches in the first place, and then they were using his words to I guess open up and guess destroy the world. And then that was the kind of foil. That was what they used to undo or to prevent that in the resolution. So that part was fun because it kept the theme throughout. It does make sense. Words do have power. Love is magic. Hate, anger is magic, or can be used as tools within magic. So all those themes are kind of like, are explored within the realm of magic. So that makes sense. I love the names used as power. That's definitely a thing. Knowing a name is powerful. Actually, you can even say it in the real sense of the word in the current times. Like if you know the name of the person in the club, you can get into the club. If you know the name of, you can speak a name and say, yeah, I know that person. Like, oh, okay, yeah, come in, or something like this. There are various ways we can apply this to, like knowing a name is important, or it can give you familiarization with somebody, or maybe used to start a conversation. So it does have power, right? Shakespeare. So I thought it was a really fun performance. I thought the actor did a great job. I haven't watched as many, Shakespeare, I guess, movies and seen the character in different interpretations. But I felt like this was maybe a different interpretation for the character. The whole joke about him just kind of speaking with regular words and not using, the Shakespearean sort of like what do you call that, wording or way of speaking or writing. Maybe this has been explored before, but yeah, he was sort of like laid back and or whatever. So I thought he did a good job with that, making the character feel like a real person, even though like a historical person, but also just like a real regular person. So that was kind of nice. It was fun to see the neck thing at the end, like all these themes, all these the words from the books, and them making that joke of, you can have that line or you can take this. That I find funny. It's like the Doctor does this too, where he'll come and like be the catalyst to introduce things like the neck brace things. Oh, hey, you can wear this, and or you can use this line, or don't use that line. It's like, aren't you aren't you influencing the like the future of this character? Because in a sense, some things will just happen, right? Like with Charles Dickens, for example, like the whole thing with the Gelth happened, and then it influenced how he was thinking. But that was something that was already going to happen. The Doctor came in and sort of like ushered it or helped it go along, but it was happening. Like they had to deal with this. Whereas like little side comments like, oh, you should wear this thing for your neck, or oh, how about this word? You should use this. And it's like, well. Are you not influencing this character? Yes, you're influencing them towards what they will eventually do, but I guess the thought is that somebody has to influence them, or shouldn't it be that they fall into this by themselves, and maybe that's part of their journey and that's their story. So yeah, I just wonder how that works, and how the Doctor sometimes, maybe it's a little bit he has fun with those things sometimes. They did it with Queen Victoria too, with the Not Amused and stuff. So yeah, it's It's like our little fun little like, oh, if I ever met this person from a historical figure, I would immediately rush to them and say, oh, yeah, you should say this. And it's like, I haven't said that yet. Like, are you? Maybe you make them now hate that word or that sentence and they'll never say it again. It's like, okay, great. So this was the first kind of full mission with the Doctor and Martha, together. Obviously, now they're going back in time. This was the first time travel on the TARDIS. Yeah, so this, I was looking to see their chemistry here. Funny enough, I think their chemistry was stronger last episode, which is like kind of like wild to say, but I think it was. I think maybe Martha felt a bit, from the Doctor's perspective, felt a bit new and shiny last episode. I think he was also going through a lot of grief. He wanted to just, get back to the way he goes, which is just kind of having fun doing his missions and having a good time. Brilliant, all of that stuff. And I think he was a bit more, I guess, energized to do so last episode, even though he was still with the grief. This episode, there was still grief, and we mentioned it. But I think it was maybe when he made that comment about, oh, Rose would know what to say here. Rose would help me figure this out, like, faster. And maybe it was a little bit, like, unintentional, dig at, like, Martha, like, oh, here we go, now I have this new... And he did do that before. He said something about, like, psychic papers, like, oh, I have to go through this again and again. So there was that like, sort of, like, which we all have when we have to, like, when you're dating and when you're going to a new school or doing this or doing that, and you're reintroducing yourself and saying, oh, this is who I am, like, this is how I behave. And it's very just like, all these things, you've been through this before, this explanation, and now you have to do it again from scratch. So there's that thing with it, which I thought was a really good touch there on the episode, because it's very relatable. But I think those comments sometimes, maybe they make it sort of pulled Martha away a little bit, not as a character, but for us as the viewers, for me, it made her seem other. It made it seem like, okay, Rose isn't here. Rose would be, better in this situation, or at least made us imagine what Rose would be doing right now. She would be doing this, or she would make a comment about that. And I guess that makes sense to talk about it, because the Doctor is thinking those things. It's like, oh, Rose would have run there and done that, or she would have, called this guy out, or said this about that, or made fun of this guy's way of speaking. But we have to sit in and look to Martha to be Martha, not to be a replacement for Rose, or wonder, how she can do the same things, but just let her be her. So I think that was the thing this episode, I think that made their chemistry not as them not as together. They were kind of running from place to place and doing different things, and they had some funny jokes and comments here. But yeah, I think last episode they maybe had a little bit more chemistry to a sense, and here it was sort of just kind of like, there were a lot of comments about how it could have been, and maybe there was sort of a glaring light in that Martha is a brand new, intern on the job, and we lost someone that was maybe more up to speed with what's going on, and so. But yeah, it was a parallel to the End of the World episode from season 1, and the first mission and the scale of things. The world is about to end, but in a different time now. So there was all those kind of like elements to it there. But yeah, I thought all in all, it was kind of a fun little quirky episode. Had some fun elements that I enjoy. Obviously, the witches, the fantasy of it is always fun for me as a viewer. But yeah, it was okay. It was okay. I'll say that. One more thing is Martha, as a doctor or as a healer. They did some references here about how she is very quick to want to help, or have knowledge to save someone, or what to do in those settings. She's not afraid of or someone who will panic in when there's something health related, medical related going on. She immediately starts to think with her medical brain, which is very, very key. And I think that's, the Doctor likes that, is someone there with him as a partner who can instantly just like go to, okay, this, that, and like break it down. So I think that's really one of her strengths here, and it showed this episode. And she even made a comment about how like, oh, like I've seen a lot of things before in the hospital, like all of the stuff you think that maybe could be weird or disgusting for me, like I've seen stuff, which is true, right? So she's going to bring that element of being a doctor or working in a hospital. She's not a doctor yet, to the show, and I think that really plays well with alien worlds and, you know, really weird, sometimes disgusting things that happen. I think she'll be able to handle some of it a little bit more. Even though she was kind of scared in that in the jail cell scene, in the scene where Doomfinger came. She was like, "Let me out of here." She hasn't gotten to the point yet where she trusts the doctor will get them out of it. You know, Rose got to that point, of course. She was at the point where she's like, "I'm confident here, I'm fine." Rose will rush back into the danger, knowing that a doctor is there with them, and sometimes without the doctor. But we can see the parallel here that Martha is not there yet. So once something bad is in the vicinity, like, open the door, let's get out, you know? So I thought that was really realistic there for her to be that way. Well, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next episode.